Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Terrific Tuesday. Well, it was a public holiday yesterday for some of the country, not for others. But there you go. Welcome along, folks. Good to see you. Kevin all the way from Florida. Let us know in the chat how you doing this morning, this terrific Tuesday. 4th of October. It's well on the home stretch, folks. On the home stretch to the end of the year. Gee, that's gone quick, hasn't it? Good to see a bunch of you guys on this morning. Let me know if the audio is working. I'm pretty sure it is. So hopefully you can hear me. While everything's warming up, people are saying hello in the chat. I'll do the quick intros. Jason Witten's my name. Some of you know that, some of you might not. Hey, good morning, Chris and Kat. Brendan, there you go, all the way from Sydney. Good to see you, mate, dialing in this morning. Sounding good, that's fantastic, mate. Well, I've been doing a little bit of these Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for a little while now. And many of you have come along on the journey, but some of you have been maybe popping by just recently. So welcome whoever you are, wherever you are coming from. There's a few Facebook users this morning on the chat, so I know that some of you would be in our groups, our private mentoring groups on Facebook, and I don't get to see your name. So there you go. Paul, good morning to you, mate. How you doing? Kevin's got his first interview out. Fantastic. Nice job, Kev. There you go. Well, folks, this morning I wanted to sort of maybe go back and go back for me, but for some of you, this might be brand new. You know, the idea that I hear often out in the world of property investing and specifically property investing support, that property investors reach out and say, all right, I've heard this so many times, you know, I think I need some help in some description, in some way, shape or form. You know, what do I need or who do I need it from? I'm just going to turn off this sign, actually. It's a little bit bright there, a little bit shiny. You know, who do I need some help from? What do I need when it comes to, you know, property investing? Let me see here. We go. Boom, go. Much better. Had my lights set up. What do I need? Who do I need to help me as a property investor? You know, and you know, the words that pop up often are, you know, maybe a little bit confusing, you know. So tell me in the chat, for you, what type of words or people or professionals do you think of when you hear, okay, I need to get some help from somebody. I need to get some help from somebody, something when it comes to property investing. Put it in the chat for me right now. What type of professional type person do you seek, or does it pop into mind? What type of, I don't know, what type of title do they get? Chuck that in the chat for me as we're rolling along, just to see if people are all following along with me here. Hardik, good morning to you. Good to see you, mate. And I'm having a little bit of some challenges with some of the internet this morning, but what people come to mind, what type of professionals? All right, okay, broker, Emma, yeah, okay. Buyer's agent, Hardik, yep, cool. What type of professional, what type of person, what type of help does it pop into mind? We think, okay, well, what do I need? Who do I need? How do I do this thing? If I'm going to create wealth, significant wealth in my real estate world, my real estate portfolio, what does it look like when it comes to around the world? Yeah, Paul, okay, financial planner, accountant. This is really interesting. Okay, I like this. This is good because we'll have a good chat, a conversation this morning. Hey, good morning, Aaron. Morning to you. Hardik, a mortgage broker. All right, so let me sort of kick this off. Bob Proctor. I love Bobby Proctor, David. Yes, Andrew, you need Jace, need me. For sure. Hey, Bob Proctor, legend. He's actually, Bob Proctor is how I started my personal development journey. Bob Proctor Coaching. Well, there you go. So here's the three groups of people that I see and hear property investors talking about when it comes to getting some help. And we'll talk about this, like how do we make our way through this conversation today, right? So let's have a look at what it might look like. And we go here. Let's go. The three types of people, right? So often I hear people saying, I need a mentor. Okay, due diligence experts. Yes, excellent, Hardik. Due diligence experts. Mentor. I need to get mentoring of some description. You know, I've heard that. Our program talks about getting a mentor in our world of property investing. I might need a coach. Okay, I need someone to coach me. Okay, and the last one. Well, the third one, for me, I need someone to advise me, okay? Advice when it comes to the world of property investing. And this, at the heart of this team, lies a concept, certainly for us as property investors. What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we actually doing? What's the big picture here? Tell me in the chat right now. Put it in the chat right now. 1 or 2 words for the big picture, all right? So who are we using? Who do we need? What type of person / professional / expert / something, right? Right? So put it in the chat, but what's the 1 word or 1 or 2 words, like the big picture? What are we trying to achieve here? What are we trying to do? Because I see these things being conversed about, being talked about, and quite often being misunderstood, quite confusing for most people starting out when it comes to the world of creating wealth and a property investor starting out. Yeah, like it's creating a team of people, your crew, passive income, calculated retirement. All right, so I'm going to pose, can you see that? No, that's not a very good color. I'm going to pose to you guys, this concept is about, at the center of this is about your wealth in whatever way, shape or form this is, right? So, whether that's in retirement, whether that's in buying something, whether that's in selling something. Remember, don't sell if you don't have to. Buy well, never sell. Etc., etc. Putting a team together, putting a crew together, absolutely fantastically important when it comes to who you need, So this is your wealth, and ultimately that person needs to understand your bigger goals, whatever they are. All right, so let's have a look at this. Mentor, coach, advisor, or advice. Let's talk about the top one, mentor. All right, mentors. Tell me in the chat, what do you think? And I've got some things here, but it's great to hear from you guys. Maybe 1 or 2 words about mentors. Okay, what defines a mentor? If you're saying, okay, I need a mentor, and here's a simple conversation around, wealth creation for sure, Hardik. All right, mentor. All right. Tell me, what does a mentor mean? If you say, I need to get mentoring, all right? Tell me in the chat, what do you think that might be when it comes to us as investors, property investors? I need to find myself a mentor. Well, what's the definition of a mentor? How do you know that you found a mentor? What's their thing, folks? What's their thing? What's the thing that, predominantly, absolutely, boom, Chris and Kat, Gauchi. All right, like they have done it, and in my world, someone has been there, done that, totally, yep, 100%. Now, Hardik, strategic For me, sometimes mentors aren't strategic. Sometimes mentors can be maniacs, right? They've done it, and another little sort of asterisk are continuing to do it. All right? So, sometimes you go, right, we might have a mentor that did it 30 years ago or 40 years ago, and then using the lessons from a 40-year ago marketplace, and have got some proven results, 100%, David. Away we go. So now the upside of mentors is they can talk you through the experience. This is what happened, and this is how it affected me, and keep an eye on this and that, and all of those sorts of things. And they'll talk you through things that some of these other people won't be able to talk you through, right? Okay. So, but predominantly, they have done it and are continuing to do it, folks. Okay. Property investor. It always blows me away that people would take advice. Yes, so annoying, Alison, this damn daylight saving stuff. All right. Anyway, there you go. That's probably why there was a few less people on the call this morning. You're dead right. So they've done it and are continuing to do it, right? As we go along. Now, we'll bring this together, so stick with me. A coach, folks. A coach. Well, and, the upside of mentors, they've been there, they've done that mentally, emotionally, been through it, so they can be extremely useful, supportive, fantastic, encouraging, etc., etc. What's the downside of mentors, right? The downside of mentors is sometimes they get caught in their own way. I did it this way, and there might be nuances. Let's say there's nuances to property investing. There absolutely is. There's people who say, buy old properties and renovate them. There's people who say, buy an old property and develop it. There's people who say, buy a newer property for, tax deductions and, whatever it might be. And, only houses go up and blah, blah, blah. And all of this nuance, right? Now, I can tell you right now, all of it works. All of it works. Every single piece of it works. And our job is to kind of put the pieces together that is going to suit you as an investor, okay? So, but, this mentor might be, let's say, I did it by buying old properties. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, what you got to do first is set up your trust structures. You're dead right, Alison. It's like, no, you don't. Anyway, so, mentor. Sometimes they can be maniacs, but, remember, they've been there, they've done that, and they've got some very important emotional and mental wisdom to pass on to you. Yeah? All right. Next part, coach. Tell me, in the world of coaching, right? Coaching, certainly when it comes to property investing, what do coaches bring? What's the version of a coach do for us as investors? Tell me that in the chat. Let me know what you think that a coach would be. Why would we use a coach? It's a coach, seems like a sporting term, and it is, but, let me know in the chat what you guys think about coaches, right? Because for me, for you, you need a coach or a style of coach. Boom, there you go. Yep. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. Someone who has structured techniques, someone who's got activities and lessons and processes. Someone helps you track your progression, right? And it sees where your strengths and weaknesses are and creates a process, a program, a structured interaction for you to grow your knowledge, your experience in certain ways, okay? So it absolutely 100% works in property investing. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Now, sometimes a coach might not even be a property investor. This person might be working on some of your mind game, some of your habits and behaviors, So, a coach might be, doing all sorts of different stuff. Someone who can create that, they are usually have, techniques, activities, lessons, etc., etc. And these lessons are repeatable and trackable and trainable and teachable, okay? So coaching, I love coaching. I'm a mad fan of coaching. I've always had coaches in my life forever. Mentors for me, I seek them out and I find the right one. And let's talk about advice. Advice. All right, this is where it becomes a little confusing for some people. Advice. When we talk about advice, what comes to mind for you, folks? What comes to mind for you right now? Like advice, okay? All right, I need to get an advisor, which 99.999% of people do, okay? You need an advisor. But how does this advice or advisor work out? Tell me where their, magic source comes from. How does it flow through into this process, this space? For many of you this morning, when we started out, Hardik and, Chris and Kat and a few of you guys putting some comments up there, Emma, put in a broker, financial planner, an accountant, and those sorts of things. Well, advice or advisors have some sort of license, okay? In the world of advice and advisors, they're licensed from a certain industry. All right, industry, okay? Licensed industry. They have some specialized training, some special training, which is awesome and fantastic. And they've got often, legal framework, some legal framework or some sort of, boxes they have to play in, okay? So, for example, a buyer's agent couldn't talk to you about your super fund, and then the broker couldn't talk to you about how you set up your structures, an accountant can't talk to you about, how you buy a property and those sorts of things, So these come from, certain industries in the world, right? So what happens often, folks, is if we want to be successful and we want to choose the right type of people to help us out, it's not necessarily one person to rule them all, right? So this is where, at the center of our choices of the people that help us out, we need to get a wealth creation strategist, wealth creation mentor, coach, advisor combo at the center of what we do. How do we find them? What do we do? They can't be only in one of these places, okay? So that's the idea when it comes to succeeding as a property investor. So, these people need to help us with strategy. They need to help us with, our tactics, strategy. Big picture strategy, what does it look like? Tactics, implementational, like daily, details of getting it done. And also they need to help us create tools, techniques and things for us to be able to use as property investors to make sure we get the outcome that we need, right? So I thought today I would sort of circle around and check in on that one because I get a lot of questions in this space. I think I need a mentor. I think I need a coach. I think I need advice. You need all of it in the right version, at the right time, team. And when I asked today, all right, ladies and gents, who do you think of? Financial planner, broker, buyer's agent, accountant, etc. They're all over here. That's all those people. That's all those people over there. On the advice side, okay? And to be honest, these people are good at tactics and tools. That's their speciality, right? connecting those, but really you need a little bit of this and a little bit of this to make sure that these people do what they need to do to help you get what you need or what you want as a property investor. Where are you going? What are you doing? Who do you need to help you out? Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the chat if that made sense. Give me a yeah, that made sense, Jace. What is it? Tuesday, October the 4th. I'm done and dusted for this Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. So hopefully you're having a good day. Maybe it's the first day of the week, which is nice. Maybe it's the last day of the week or the second day of the week. Maybe it's the second day of the week and you're kind of looking forward to getting to Wednesday, whatever it is. Thanks for joining me today on a Wealth Coffee Chat. And that's it from me, team. So what is it? It's 9:30 down in Melbourne, isn't it, Alison? 9:30. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a bit later, isn't it? That's the challenge with good old daylight savings, 9:30. All right, well, we might see what that looks like. We might adjust a few things. All right, folks, you guys be awesome. Be well. And remember, tonight, mentoring. If you haven't registered for your tickets, ladies and gents, get on it. We've got Andrew Wilson coming along tonight with a big update, a massive market data-driven update. So I'm going to nerd out with some data and some info. So you are absolutely invited to come along. Andrew Wilson, a special extended mentoring night just for our mentoring clients. Make sure you're there, folks. All right, that's it. I'm done. Remember, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. And buy well, never sell. Cheers, folks. Yeah, Paul. Sometimes, mate, I've done it too. And then sometimes we just got to fix them up as we go along, Paul. All right. I hope you're well, man. Later, team.